The conch season opened officially at midnight on October 1, 2015. That is today. But it seems that some fishermen wanted to get their bulk of conch first and beat the rush for this well-liked seafood. The only problem with that is that they were caught by officials within a 12-hour period before the season opened. Love News was at the Fisheries compound this evening, where we saw the second set of men being escorted off a vessel. Fisheries Officer Hampton Gamboa explained what these 8 men were caught with and where.
The officers from that marine protected area was doing an evening operation that was going to last until about midnight, just to ensure that we don't have culprits harvesting conch before the season opened this morning, 12:01 this morning. And fortunately for us, they came across these guys with conchs during the close season, and there were 8 persons who was charged. One individual had over 302, and the smallest quantity any one person had was 23 conchs.
While these 8 men were unlucky to be caught about 2 hours before the season opened, there were 2 other men who were caught near the Turniff Atoll midday yesterday and subsequently charged with possession of conch during the off-season this morning in the Belize Magistrates Court. Those 2 men are Dari Flores and Osmar Verde, who both pled not guilty.
Okay, yesterday afternoon there were 2 persons involved within the Alligator Key range towards Columbus Key. Officers who were coming from a south patrol yesterday afternoon came across 2 fishermen in a dory, separate dory, and when the officer approached them, they basically discarded their product over water and start paddling away. So officer retrieved the product, and they were the only person in their proximity to the area, and the officers were actually approaching them when they saw them throw it overboard. So, you know, and this was 2 half-sucker conchs, amounting to 365 conchs, individual conchs.
Flores and Verde were charged with possession of 353 conch during the close season when they appeared before Magistrate Deborah Rogers today. They pled not guilty to the charge, as we mentioned before, and they were released on bail of $3,000, and their case was adjourned until November 30. There is another case that the Fisheries Department is dealing with, and that is the discovery of fishermen harvesting conch in a protected area. There are 3 men reportedly involved in this third matter, as Gamboa explained.
That third one involves harvesting of conchs inside a protected area out at Lighthouse Reef. It's a large quantity, which I can't disclose until I actually have the products here at our department, so we know the quantity.
And you're expecting that to come in?
In the morning from Lighthouse Reef.
According to Gamboa, while some may view that the Fisheries Department should show some leniency, considering that the busts were made just some hours before the conch season opened, he says that will not happen.
When you look at it, it's only 12 hours, like you mentioned, before the season opened. If we want to look at it from a conservation standpoint, throughout this whole closer season for conchs, we've been bombarded with a lot of illegal harvesting of conchs throughout the entire country. So we have embarked on these operations whereby we try to go out and ensure that no one's harvest the conchs before the actual opening day of the season, right? So fortunately for us, there were the officers out on patrol came across these. I mean, yes, people will say, oh, well, you know, a number of these things have fallen through the crevice 3 months while the conch season was closed. But like everything else, you never know when it's your turn when you're doing illegal stuff.
The conch season is scheduled to close on July 1, 2016, unless otherwise stated by the Fisheries Administration Officer.